Hello, hello. Okay, some of us rode motorcycles before the show, some didn't. Okay, that's one question. We're not mad, it's over. It's over. We're all still sad about Opie dying. We understand. I don't know Marilyn Manson and I don't hang out with him.
I killed Dawn in the first season. That's a long time ago. Who cares?
I'm trying to get it preemptive. What else do we have? Yeah, Charlie has a nice ass. Got it. That's it.
Well, that covers the panel. Thanks for coming, everybody. Short and sweet. That's it. All right. Can you imagine if that's what we did? That was it. Everyone just walked right out. Well, it's so cool that you guys are all here. We have so many fans that have audience questions. But I think it's so unique, awesome that you guys are all here together. I guess this doesn't happen all that much, or do you guys still get together? Do we ride?
Shut up, Tony. Thank you. Listen, let's get this out of the way right now, right? Because you don't know, first of all, how lucky we are that we get to hang with one another. That's just a bonus. But for you guys to see more than 2 of us, 3, there's no way there's ever 6. So you're fucking lucky and happy Buffalo.
That's a big reunion. Man, 7 seasons, 92 episodes together, and then one more afternoon on stage in Buffalo together. Now, if we were to do a little Sons yearbook looking back, they always talk about the most likely to. Most likely to blow the take. Who would get that award in the old
Tommy Flanagan.
Really? Okay, most likely to fall off the bike, because we know some people...
Tommy Flanagan.
Okay.
No, Ron Perlman.
Yeah, Ron?
Perlman.
And who was riding before going in? You said some people were riding. Pretty much everybody was. Okay, just Ron. Just poor frickin' Ron, eh? Most likely to make a fool of themselves, the rap party? Anyone?
I did that once.
Kim Clothes.
I threw up on someone's shoes.
Really? Most likely to know the craft team by first name?
Tommy Flanagan.
Really?
No, me.
I think all of us.
Yeah. Most likely to take the wardrobe home? Anybody? Everybody. And how about most likely to maybe someday return to the franchise?
There's no franchise to
Yeah.
There's no franchise to return to.
You never know. You never know.
No, I do know. It ain't no you never know. I do know.
Right, a 2-hour special. People love it. All right.
I guess we're gonna exhume bodies and have a zombie show. They're dead, dude.
But DL, you did how many Mayan shows?
This is a Sons of Anarchy convention.
I know.
We'll answer no Mayans questions.
So you did how many?
I mean, zombies on motorcycles. He sold me. All right, audience, we got questions, and speaking of things that are dead, that mic is also dead. So we are going to have to yell old school. Yeah, exactly. So if you got a question, get your hand up. We can yell them out. Stand up. Be as loud as you can. Who's got the first question? Right in the front. Go ahead.
Marnie, bring it on.
I want to know how you guys feel about your characters. How do you feel about the characters you play?
Why don't we talk about other people's characters?
Because I want you to talk about how you feel about you.
Oh, let's talk about Tig.
I want to know how each of you feel. Did you like Tig? Did you like you? Did you like...
No, come on, Ryan. Come on, Ryan.
I don't even know how do I feel about. I don't know. Anytime you play a character for a long period of time, you investigate more sort of things about yourself. As you take a character and it's thrown into more and more sort of different situations, it's an emotional journey for the actor as well. And it's being I'm just toast is I don't know. It's always been sort of an interesting thing to me. For 20 years ago, there was only a handful of shows that would go for more than a couple of seasons. So for an actor, it's a little bit more, it's a new sort of art form where you're playing a character for 5, 6, 7 years. It's a trip. So, you know, because when you make a movie, you shoot it for 3 months or 6 months and then you're done. But to really sort of evolve alongside, you know, as a human being and through the characters, it's a fun sort of emotional, sort of spiritual process.
Well, it's cool if you agree with what the people who are writing the show do with your characters.
Right.
I didn't really like doing a lot of the things that I did in the show, so, you know, but we
you hang out with
had
Bobby?
no voice.
Would Boone
Would I hang out with Bobby?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Some people had a great time, and I watched a bunch of them and myself have a great time. And, you know, first year, second year, third year, you start, somebody was already pretty much, but some people became that. Right? Said a super profound thing. He's like, remember when Opie died, which was a traumatic experience in life for not only you guys, but us. He said, you can get 100 books on how to become an actor or become a role, but there's none on how to release that guy.
Yeah.
You know, and I thought that was really, it's the truth. It sort of becomes your identity a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean by that? And, but if you're having fun with it, it's fun.
And then I think the difference with this show for us was between it, we did stay together all the time.
Yeah.
We were going to dinners, we were hanging out, we were always together, so it felt like you were always as the character.
On psychedelics and Joshua Tree on the top of a cliff for the weekend. Oh yeah.
Yeah, losing your mind. Yeah, you're always, so then you start, as weird as it sounds, because it's so many years, you're becoming versions of it. And then you're doing things like this, so you're always kind of reminded, we were doing these during the show. There's not really shows that do that. That stay together that long, that are all friends, that do cons, that do, it just doesn't, it's one out of every million, they don't do it. So it's different, and it'll probably never happen again. So I think this is a very unique experience, and that's why we love doing these.
It's not even happening in mine.
No, it doesn't happen in really anything.
We're not talking about that, your lady.
Next
It
question.
is the truth what he says. Everybody tells me your show was an enigma. There are none like that. You all became friends. You went camping. Nobody does that. They punch the time card and they go home. You know?
These mics are amazing.
Yeah, they're picking up everything. This is awesome. Okay, next question. We had the one over in the middle. Yeah, go ahead, green shirt. Go ahead, it's nice and loud, thanks.
Favorite memory working with Kurt? Did we work with Kurt?
No. Maybe you did.
I never worked with Otto.
No, I didn't either.
Scenes
No,
with
I
Otto?
mean, maybe, that isn't what, I don't think that's what that
scenes
question was about.
Oh, you meant in general working with Kurt?
Working with Kurt.
He created it.
Yeah.
So without him, we're not here. At the end of the day, regardless of anything, without him, I don't meet my wife, I don't have my kids.
Without him, neither of those shows are here.
Yeah, so,
Okay,
But
believe
I
that.
don't think that was your question either. No, it's question, are you working with Kurt?
Well, then answer the question.
We didn't, there wasn't a lot of working with Kurt as far as I was concerned. Like I said, maybe you worked with Kurt. There wasn't a lot of give and take. Kurt didn't do that, except he directed the last episode of every season, which he actually didn't allow me to be in any of those same shows, pretty much. But everybody else did that, and worked with him. He directed those episodes. As far as a give and take on the feeding the show, your character with that, there wasn't a lot of that.
And everybody had a different relationship with everybody. I was
Yeah.
in the writer's room with him. I had a great time with him. It's a great, with a bunch of other writers, and he also came up to Oakland a few times, and just, this guy wrote The Shield. He acted in The Shield. You know what I'm saying? And I happen to know that this dude, like, writings, you're gonna sit down there 6 or 8 hours a day. Hopefully you write more than a sentence or a word or a scene, and you pound it out for 2,000 words or something, or 10 pages. People that put in the work get it done. He's a guy that puts in the work. I gotta say that. You know, and then you're gonna get to his stature in life, you're gonna make a few enemies, I'm sure of it. But, gotta keep going. He's got a thing on Netflix now. How many people got a Netflix now? I mean, besides Theo, of course. How many people got Netflix? You know, this guy works. And Katie's amazing. That's it.
Cool. All right, next question. We had a question in the front. One of you, didn't you? No, there was a hand. There was another hand. Any other questions? Okay, right there. The one. Yeah, go ahead.
With doing a lot of riding, did any of you start collecting motorcycles afterwards? And do you have a favorite bike that you still love and ride a lot?
I got 3 bikes. I mean, I got the show bike, and then a couple other bikes. I ride all the time. So.
I have 3, and it was me who was responsible for getting the bikes at the end of the show. I got a call from my people in September of that last season, and my people said, "What do you want to take from the show?" And I said, "It's not what I want to take, it's what I'm taking. I'm taking my bike." And Kurt Sutter called the next day and said, what are you doing? What the fuck? What are you doing? I said, "About what, Kurt?" He goes, "About the bike thing." And I said, "I'm taking my bike." Jake's bike's the only bike to survive the entire 7 seasons. You can take the bike and show it off with the other, but I'm taking the pink slip and I'm taking the bike. And within a week, all the boys got their bikes, I got my bike, and we all took them home, and fuck yeah.
All right, who's up next? Get in the front, go ahead.
Aside from Opie's death, what is probably the #1 death that you guys get questioned about all the time from your audience members? Like, what's probably the most influential death besides Opie's death?
Tara.
Oh,
The Wicked Witch of the East, and I don't fucking get it. She wasn't on the show. She wasn't on the show. That was the Wizard of Oz. I was like that was a movie years ago. Correct.
The mushrooms are kicking in hard down there.
So for all of us, a lot of us, we got to, in the pandemic, we got to watch Theory, Reaper reviews, and we got to watch him and Theo become fans of the show for the first time. Have you guys had a chance to rewatch either the Reaper reviews or the season where you actually watched everything? And how did it change for you?
You haven't watched the show?
No.
You don't actively watch the show on Saturday?
It's no one. I've watched, I don't know, 10 episodes.
Can you? Just that one I was in.
He watches that over and over.
I have a question for all of you because it's interesting to me because TV has changed so much. What is it about this show that still holds up 10 years later that a lot of other shows aren't doing that you feel? What is it?
This right here.
This right here.
The
Relationship?
camaraderie
It's
right
relatable.
here is real. It's like relatable.
So I just want to answer that one question. I watched every episode every night twice. I'm Fat Bob. So do you know who that is? Everybody knows who Fat Bob is on the Sons of Anarchy website. Fat Bob. He would comment on the
Put the
show.
mic down, my voice. You know, everybody did. Everyone did.
I wrote Fat Bob. I wanted to write. He's like, so the first Fat Bob, I'm like praising the show, and Kurt says, "I like how you really feel." I'm like, "No, the show's whack, bro." You need to say that, or they'll never believe you. So if you read Fat Bob for 7 years, he's like, what planet are they from? They're killing people in broad daylight. No cops are showing up. It's out of its mind. But I would have to start writing, and then in they do times the commercial break. Summertime, I just burned through the show. So I'm like, I'm a fan of the show. It's probably the sickest show that ever been.
Yep.
It's a worldwide show. It's in every country. Everybody here is bilingual. They all speak like 9 languages. Okay, it's pretty amazing. You know, Germany's not showing that in English. You know what I mean? It's in German and in Iran. It's everywhere. It's Slovenia. It's everywhere. You know, it's a worldwide show. I love The Sopranos. It's a United States show. United States people can relate to this fantastic show. The show's a worldwide show. What else is worldwide? Zombies. Okay, this is a worldwide show, and
Next question.
Right in the back, go ahead.
Was there any scenes that you guys didn't want to do but did anyways?
Yeah. Fucking right there was. So, no, Venus was fine. That was a love story. Come on, let's give it up for fucking Baltimore.
That's when the cops wanted to keep all the drugs and guns out of Charming, and they didn't care about the murder.
I read the scene where I'm about to take second season where Gemma's been, done in by the KKK, and she's not talking to anybody, and she's away from her husband Clay, and there's a scene where I'm gonna go get some guns, and we're gonna go to a closet, and we're gonna get it on for a little bit, and we almost make love in the fucking closet. And I'm reading this, I put it down, I called Sutter's office, I said, I'm not doing that show, I'm not doing that scene, I would never do that to Clay. He said, come to my office right now. So I do, and I'm really pissed off. I sit down, he tries to calm me down a little bit. He goes, what's the problem? I tell him what the problem is. He goes, did you read on? And I said, no, I did not. Let's read on. And we read on, and I run into Opie. And Opie's about to fucking tell me, and I'm about to tell him and break down about what I've done to Donna. So Sutter's idea of, yes, you wouldn't do that, but this is what you get when you do that. Yeah. And you're gonna tell Opie, you're gonna bawl, you and Clay will never be the same from this moment on. And that was Kurt had his fucking issues for sure with us actors. And we didn't like them sometimes. But his arc of seeing forward, I saw the show for the first time with my best buddy Theo Rossi, and I told Boone every fucking night how amazing he was, Ryan too. I saw the show for the first time. What a fucking good show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Next question.
Any scene from the show, any minor scene from the show that you guys would probably change aside from Opie's death?
Who said we would change Opie's death?
Can't change Opie's death.
All right, next question. There was a hand. I thought, oh, you're filming. That's not a hand. Yeah, there you go. Go on.
How much Sonny Barker's influence came into the show? I never.
I can't hear the question. Yeah.
How much did Sonny contribute to the show, DL? Sonny Barker.
Did he
Oh, no,
contribute?
he was an actor.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was not the technical advisor.
There you go.
Cool. We have some at the back. You guys have questions? We forget the question up
There
there?
you go. There you go. That question.
One thing I would love about Sonny Barker is you guys created not only a sense of community, but the closeness that was in the family. I'm sure you guys felt that as a cast together besides the show.
Yeah. Theo said that, right? I mean, that's what Theo said. We got together all the time.
Yeah, and it's an app, especially nowadays. I mean, I can just say for me, nobody really talks. You work and go home. It's just the way it is, right? And especially as you do it longer, there's something about timing, like Jimmy Smith said, lightning in a bottle. This was a group of character actors. Everybody was at their certain level. Everybody was whatever. And it just, who was married, who was not married, young, this, and it just all worked. And it doesn't happen, and it's why we're sitting here 10 years after it's over. It's why you see the Reaper, like the Batman symbol, everywhere. It's everywhere. It's why every time someone's on a bike with a patch and people think Sons of Anarchy, it's become like a thing. And it's because everything just worked. Was the show perfect? No, nothing is. You could break it down, you could say you didn't like this season, you didn't like that season. But overall, if you're talking about a show, the influence, the relationships, the family it's created, my children, everything that's come from this show, it wouldn't happen in a million years. It won't happen again. It just doesn't happen. And so I think it just was a perfect timing. Who left the show early, left for whatever reason, who stayed, even though Opie was gone, we were all still together every day. Anybody before that, when they were gone, but there was something about us.
And not to, just to add to that if I could, Theo, not to pump Rossi's and mine show, that podcast that we talk about every single show, but go visit that to see what DL had to say, what Kenny had to say, what Ryan and Boone and Perlman and Charlie and every Tara came. have a look to see what they had to say about certain things about shooting that show. It's fascinating. Flat out, I mean, we had Allie on, right? One of the biggest villains in that entire show. We had her on.
How great is this scene when Opie has stolen the car? That scene. And what really sets it up, and this is the dynamic of writing, is when Unsu says you really should when he's trying to do
That is my favorite moment right there. It's like, she's going, really? He's like, I think you should. He knew what was up.
Yeah.
All right, we have time for a couple more questions, so where are they at?
Oh yeah, I'm leaving.
Red,
I got you a question. I gotta go catch a plane.
Theo Rossi.
Just reminded me.
Bye, Theo.
Thanks for reminding me. Love you. I'll talk to you guys in a minute.
Good luck on your flight.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, now we can really get down to it. Okay, what do you guys? Okay, red shirt. Go ahead. What's your question?
So we have a Sons of Silence club near where we live. And they do a ton of great stuff with, fundraising and taking care of kids. But they also are really hella scary. And nobody crosses them, and it's a little intense. Do you guys, as actors, I know Happy you actually were involved in some stuff, but as actors, do you get any static from other clubs, or do you have, you just play going on TV kind of stuff, or are they mostly people?
No.
You have a club that's called Sons of Silence, that's a motorcycle club?
Yeah.
Of course, it's huge.
Oh, it is?
Oh, man, they're huge.
Okay.
I gotta say, I went over to Germany and I didn't realize that people backing it were from a club. And the moment I got off the plane, I was with these presidents and sergeant-at-arms and everything of different sections of Germany that all came to this place. And the first thing they started saying was giving me shit about DL and the Hells Angels. And I stopped them right there. I said, listen, bro. I said, do not talk about DL. We're not going to bring that up because he's a great guy. What he does in his life and who he's involved with is his thing. But I go, don't talk shit about him. So I said, if you want me to stay here, just don't talk shit about him. So it got intense and kind of weird for a while because I thought, why would these guys in Germany from another club have an issue with DL back in the United States with, whoever he was with. So it was kind of true.
First of all, thank you, Kenny. Second of all, those guys heat them up the floor with all of them. I'm convinced. The guy's made of steel. But yeah, it's a TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I got a couple people. At the end of the day, is the interactions that I've had with people who are in clubs. They come up and, man, I just gotta tell you, I'm in a club, raised in a club, born in a club. It's not like that. It's not like that. What you guys are doing is all Hollywood bullshit, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, cool. And he's like, well, why do they have to kill your wife? yeah, there it is. At the end of the day, it's like, right, we're in front of the camera. You're watching from home. I think we still made some fans.
All right, a couple more questions. So let's go already on the far side there in the black shirt. Yeah, go ahead.
People tell my dad this all the time, but I just want to know your guys' opinion. If he actually looks like Opie.
No. You're a very good-looking man.
There's only one O.
I'll tell you, that's like a trick question for me a lot of the time. Somebody will walk up and go, my brother looks just like you. And they start searching through their phone and I go, don't make me fucking sit here and then they pull up a picture and it's like, another guy. I'm like, yeah, we look just alike, twins.
All right, go ahead. Yeah.
Does Mr. Colt have any upcoming projects?
Look at my hair. You think I'm doing this for me?
I know you love our buckle. I know that.
Yeah, no,
Are they remaking The Greatest American Hero? I had to.
Theo and I Ryan goes, before you put that on Twitter, just go from Theo, me and my mom. Yeah, I'd like to finish the big one with Netflix. It's a limited series. It'll be out next year. I can't talk about it, but I'm playing a real guy. And it's all on the hush hush. But I'm done. I finished on Friday, midnight. So I'm pretty thrilled about that. That'll be out next year.
I got the hair for men in the car for you.
You what?
I got the guy in the car for you.
Yeah, thank you. No, we're all working all the time. Always. Yeah, we really are. It's all good.
Is it the Shirley Temple story? No. No, dude, I gotta say though, yeah, you guys are gonna be excited for this project, that's for sure. Okay, we have a couple more, like maybe 2 more questions, so let's go to, there was some hand up in the middle, but there's not anymore. Okay, we're gonna go over to this side in the black coat in the second row, go ahead.
Hi guys, so yeah, we have a lot of people coming over from a lot of places just to see you guys. What do you think about the fan base? This amazing fan base that you have.
Fan base.
Yeah, fan base.
There'd be no show without you.
Hardcore. Yeah. So it's good to see you guys live.
It is amazing traveling and you get places and I'm like, the show airs here, you guys are tired. Guys have to close, be here. It's everywhere. It's a.
No, but that's right, and that's a testament to this show. We're not here without you. And then when you actually do these things and we get to hang out with our brothers and we see 10, 20, 25 at every freaking show, that's called serious fan base. And it costs money to do that. So don't take it like lightly. We are so appreciative of every dime that you can afford. Like you have no idea how much we love you all for coming. And to Buffalo and to see us hanging out, it's just the best.
So give it up for the fans.
All right, your cast to the Sons of Anarchy. We got Kurt Sutter, Jr.
Yeah, they're like fucking them done.
Hurst, of course, Theo, Rossi.